All right, everybody, welcome back to the realm, back to our Scaretober, one of our many episodes that we do. This is season 8. This is our second week of movie reviews. This week we are reviewing Ready or Not. Forgot what we were doing. Anyway,
From
but before we get
2019.
started, I'm Rich. I'll be leading our little group of 5 this week. We got Rob and everybody else want to introduce yourself? I don't care how you do it. Who we got with us?
Amy.
Amy.
I'm Rob.
Rob. Jenny's not saying anything. She has
I'm
clue
waiting.
what's going on.
BJ's always, or Brian's always last.
I just said go ahead and go. It doesn't matter.
And I'm Brian. Boy, we're off to a great start, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what?
Birthday.
That's what happens when you just, you're flying by the seat of your pants, and we just do what we gotta do. Let's have fun. It's fun.
Right.
We're breaking all the rules. There's no rules here.
All the rules broken.
Like I said, this is the 2019 film Ready or Not that was brought to us by our very own Brian. I don't know if we've ever actually said how we do it, but we kind of, at the beginning of the season, we all pick some movies, we throw them in, and we decide which ones we're going to do. Gina usually, I don't know how she does it, probably uses the wheel of names or something and picks them out, whatever, spits them out. We all pick a couple of them, and this week is Ready or Not. And I will say I had never seen the movie. I'm not sure if I ever heard of the movie when it first came out. Was this a movie that was in theaters, or was it one that was more like a Netflix thing? I have no idea.
No, it was
in
released in
theaters.
theaters.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Without further ado, Brian, why don't you give us your little synopsis on the goings on of Ready or Not, and we'll chime in as the peanut gallery.
That's right. All right. So like Rich said, this is Ready or Not from 2019. It's directed by Radio Silence. You would know those guys as the directors from the newest Scream movies. We're not going to get into that. My heart is still broken from Rob from last episode. Scream was my pick, everybody. If you couldn't realize that as we were going through the movie.
They also did VHS, which
Yes.
is fantastic,
Yes.
and found footage, and Abigail, which since that movie came out, I've probably seen it 3 or 4 times.
Okay, there you go. It stars Samara Weaving, Adam Brody, Andy McDowell, and Marco Bren.
And Mrs. McMurray.
And who?
Mrs. McMurray.
Anybody watch Letterkenny?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I watched
Mrs.
Letterkenny.
McMurray is the woman who keeps killing the maid.
Yes. Okay. No, you're right. Yeah,
I'm trying to picture her in Letterkenny. I'm trying to picture.
Married. She's always kind of drunk, kind of slutty.
McMurray always talking like this, man, and his wife.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
So yeah, it stars all those great people. I think we're off to a good start. Everybody seems to be in a better mood than Scream, so this is making me feel good. So just to give a little overview, Grace is our main character, played by Samara Weaving. Grace couldn't be happier after she marries the man of her dreams at his family's luxurious estate. There's just one catch. She must now hide from midnight until dawn while her new in-laws hunt her down with guns, crossbows, and other weapons. As Grace desperately tries to survive the night, she soon finds a way to turn the tables on her not-so-lovable relatives. Now, that is a very cheap overview of the movie, because as we get into this, we're not sure what we're supposed to expect, and then you start getting more and more of the story that the Ladomas family owns a company for board games. Think of them like Parker Brothers or Milton Bradley. They're very wealthy. We're told they're one of the wealthiest families in the entire country or in the entire world. I'm not sure. I can't remember what they said. But they are very affluent, and because of them making these games, they have a tradition or a ritual, which I like that that's dropped early and we're not quite sure what to make of it, that after somebody gets married, in order for the person to be part of the family, they have to pick a card out of this magical little box, and you'll have to play a game. The bad part is if it's hide and seek, that is playing for keeps. Now the new bride or groom gets hunted by the rest of the family, because they don't have to kill them. They just have to have some sort of a ritual or a sacrifice before dawn in order to keep all their riches. And if they don't, they'll die. And as the movie starts and goes on, we hear little tidbits of something bad will happen to the family if this doesn't happen. And then you get little bits of, oh, well, what about so and so and Aunt so and so? I thought they died in a fire, and you get to, oh, that's what they want you to hear. So we're never really sure exactly what's going on with the family. They could just be crazy and just be bloodthirsty. They could believe in this curse or this deal or whatever it is and have it not be true, or the whole thing can actually be true. I love the way that they go with it, making the whole thing actually true. Um, and I think as we go through the movie, there's a lot of good parts from beginning to end that I think really tie it together. And what I was most curious about was going to be Rob, if you had seen it before. Did you say you have seen it
I
before?
had never watched.
Okay.
Watching it was my first time.
So last week when we reviewed Scream for Rich and Jenny, Rob wasn't a big fan of it. Rob said he prefers monsters and, paranormal and that kind of thing as opposed to, serial killers and that general malaise. Right,
type.
exactly. So I was curious for this because it's going to be pretty boilerplate textbook, kind of chase him down, killy gore movie with a little bit of a cabin in the woods twist. But I was really excited to know what Rob was going to think at the end. One, Rob, I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
Did you enjoy yourself before the end of the movie? Did you not? And then the ending was a surprise, or did you not like it altogether?
I liked the movie all the way through.
Oh, okay, good. Good. That makes me happy.
Well, good. I'm glad you
Okay. So, so as you're going through the movie, Rob, were you trying to guess of is it really a curse or what's going on?
Right. So, I mean, they're eccentric. They have this ritual they do. They don't seem to really know exactly what will happen. And then like this, as this is probably the newest movie I think we've reviewed. I'm not sure if we talk about the ending. Are we giving spoilers?
Oh yeah, this thing is spoiled rotten. If you're listening to us, I hope you watched it already.
Okay, good. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen, just assuming that it was going to be a bunch of bullshit. And when they got to the end and you find out the sun comes up, it's dawn, and nothing happened, I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. It was just a bunch of eccentric rich people. And then the first thing they say, well, what are we going to do about her? Right? They still got to clean up the mess. And then the movie actually becomes a horror movie with some supernatural elements. And that was like, I was like, yes.
Okay. Okay, good. That's what I was hoping for because I feel like there's so many moments, like right at the beginning when they first are going to start the game and she has to the count of 100 to go hide
200.
And they put on that record and you're thinking this is the craziest, most ridiculous made for this movie song that clearly it was just made for the movie, but then you realize that that record that they play in that song is 100 seconds long and they have to do that each time as part of the ritual. This record has to play. And then they know that that's when they can now go look for the person. And then I go, okay, now I love this song. It was the craziest ass lyrics, but especially if you had the closed captioning on, because then you get what all the lyrics are. And it was pretty wild. If you haven't watched it, go watch it because I think that song is so great. But they have just so many little gags throughout the whole movie. I feel like they really are able to thread the needle between the humorous comedy and the actual suspense and a little bit of the horror stuff. Like you have the what is the one brother-in-law's name? Fitch. Fitch doesn't know what the hell he's doing, but when he shows up, it's obvious he just loves this lifestyle, so he's in for whatever. because he walks into the house talking about the chartered plane they had and they were able to get from Dubai or wherever it is he's talking about. And then as the movie goes on, you realize he's looking at his phone on YouTube to see how to use the crossbow or whatever it is he has.
During the song, which was that's when they're handing out random weapons to everybody.
Yes.
He gets the crossbow. He's like, "Do you expect me to know how to use this?" That's right. He's sitting on the shitter with the phone watching a YouTube video.
It's so great. Like just little things like that that give a lot of personality to these otherwise bland characters. Everybody has a little character trait. The sister does coke and is terrible at concealing that and is terrible at doing any of the seeking because she just kills everything that's in her path.
Yep.
I love how many of the Robert Palmer maid girls get killed. I love that the one is in the dumbwaiter and it's not even anybody else that kills her. She does it on her own. She rats out Grace and then hits the button to go up the dumbwaiter and crushes herself. I go, that's great. That's
very
great.
similar to the garage door in Scream. The great
Only this was better.
This was way better.
Yeah. All right, let's go around the horn to Jenny. Go.
He was so oblivious. He cracks me up because while he's watching that YouTube, I think it was when he was watching the YouTube video, she's up making all kinds of racket in the walls of the house. And anybody that was really looking for her would be like, "That's where she is. Let's go get her." And he's just like totally just watching YouTube. He's like, "Oh, that's odd," and then just kind of keeps going. And similar, there was another scene where he was just totally like not paying attention.
He was texting his buddy or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and she goes like falling from the second floor onto the ground outside, and he's like, "Oh, I think I heard something," and like doesn't even turn around, and then she stands up behind him, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, he is such an idiot." But
yeah, Fitch is the best.
I really did like the characters. I thought that they were very interesting characters. That Helena or Helen or whatever her name is, she looked like a mean, bitter beast of a person the first time you saw her, and she was so good at that role. I mean, there were some really good personalities.
I like that with the Aunt Helena or whatever her name is, that the movie opens with her wedding. And we see that it's the person that she marries the last time that they did this was back at her wedding. And we see that over the years, what that's done to her. And she even has some dialogue to the effect of, Alex needs to learn what she should have learned right away, is that you better be prepared just to kill him. Otherwise, there's no point ever getting in this situation. And that's kind of the overall crux, that it shouldn't be surprising. Another spoiler alert, when Alex turns on Grace at the end, it really shouldn't be a surprise. We all should have been expecting that. Rich, what do you think about this?
I liked it. When I started watching it, I didn't realize what I was going to start watching. It had different. It started to give me like a Knives Out vibe at the beginning of how everything was going, and I thought that it was shot real well. I thought the movie took a turn when she punched that little kid in the head.
Yeah, it was one of the best parts.
It was awesome.
I was like, all bets are off if they're punching kids. So, I was like, damn. I'm like, she means business, And when she's in that pit in the
goat pit,
in the shed, and she gets up there and she's gonna fall, and what does she do the last second? Puts her other hand up right on the nail. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, it's like just one of those things where it seemed like no matter what was gonna happen was gonna happen, but you could almost see it coming. Like when the little kid is there, you kind of knew something. I mean, him pulling a gun out and shooting her, I guess that was kind of a shock, but you kind of had vibes of the opening scenes when they were kids, and it kind of like came full circle a little bit, So I mean, I was like, man, they're really playing on that where the kids get involved, and then at the end of the movie they get involved for a second until you see a couple, which was brought to my attention by someone else in the house. Is, boy, they're really going to child cruelty off screen. I'm like, well, whatever, so be it. But so it was implied that did not survive the movie.
No.
Yeah, it was very much implied that they did not survive because of the way everybody was just kind of dying.
Which I mean, I guess was kind of a shock. How did the kids? I mean, when they say the family, they mean the family. It didn't matter. Didn't matter if you were the adults
It
that
was
were
the
taking part.
bloodline.
It was the bloodline. You were, and at the very end when you get to see the apparition a little bit,
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. I thought that was really neat that they did that because the whole time I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. You know,
Well,
um,
was it, I wondered if, and Brian, maybe you can help me with this one, but did you feel like Grace was somehow getting extra strength, somehow like getting aligned with the spirit kind of thing as she went? Because this woman was like just kept getting stronger and stronger as the movie went on, as she was getting shot, speared, I mean, she should have been dead 16 times, and she just kept going, and it seemed like she got more and more just vulgar and hardcore and ugly as the movie went. That raw character, and then she was the one that saw that spirit at the end, and there was a comment about how her husband was the only one
Mhm.
that ever saw him in that chair. So it made me wonder if you felt like maybe something happened within her along the way of the movie. Did you get that sense?
So it's interesting you say that because I was just thinking about that aspect of it that I missed the first time I watched this movie. This was the second time that we watched it. Loved it just as much as I did the first time, but really listening and trying to put on a critical lens to watch it through, there was that little bit of dialogue that Aunt Helena says that Alex was the last person. She says the last person or the only person to have actually seen um, what is Mr. LeBeau?
Name
yep,
is, yeah.
It's Mr. LeBeau to see him.
LaBelle.
LeBall, Mr.
Leo,
LeBall.
LaBelle,
Yep.
Yeah.
LaBelle.
So there's that drop comment that Alex is the last one to have seen him, but they don't even know if they believe him. I get the feeling that the dad doesn't believe that when it is said, and they go, sure, maybe, or he was just a kid making up stories that he did. So I feel like that is important. And then when you get to the end of the movie and Grace is the last one there, we both were kind of like, well, she gets everything. Everybody in that family is dead. And I actually think that seeing that apparition there is she's the head of this family. She's all that's left. It's almost a tip of the cap. They beat around the bush until you get to the very end. A deal was done with the devil, with Satan, in order to make their family this successful. And at the end of the movie, when she sees the apparition sitting there, and then you kind of realize they don't know that she said she wanted a divorce, and that wouldn't matter anyway. No papers have been filed. She's going to get everything. I almost felt like it was like The Devil Goes Down to Georgia, the song, where it's kind of like the devil kind of gave her a little tip of the cap, like, hey, you did it. Like, well done. You deserve whatever is coming your way because you found a way to get through this. That's how I took it, is that it was
Yeah.
a bit of saying, yeah, the curse is over for that family, and well done. Amy, what about you? I'm assuming you like this one more than Scream 2.
I did. I liked it
Oh,
a lot,
thank God.
actually. I like the comedy in there, and but not like so slapstick. It was more serious of a movie, but it still had funny stuff in it. Um, and I have to say, like at the end of it, I'm not really sure. Like the only thing I could think of was that she's got a lot of explaining to do to get out of all that. There's a lot of dead bodies, and I don't think if I were a police officer, I would go, oh yeah, there was a curse. You're right. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah, she's
I
not going
thought
to tell
well,
him
she was
that part.
deep shit. I just thought it wasn't going to end well for her either. But
Hmm.
yeah,
That'd
I
be the
loved
world's
it.
worst sequel. Is it's
Yeah,
her in
right.
prison and nobody believes her, and now she needs vengeance against
That'd be
the man because they locked her up.
One.
Sorry, keep going, Amy. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. My favorite part though was when the dumb brother-in-law was in the room and he was texting and his friends like Kip You know, he was like, nothing much, just family stuff. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's getting shot.
Yes. Yep.
But I thought it was great. Yeah.
I love Fitch. I love Fitch
Yeah.
because I think he even says to Adam Brody, he's just Adam Brody to me, by the way. His character name is Daniel, but he's Adam Brody in the movie. Just like Andy McDowell is Andy McDowell in this movie.
Yeah.
But Adam Brody's wife in the movie, Fitch actually says to her at a certain point, like, hey, when do we just cut and run? Like, we're not really part of this family.
Yeah,
We
right.
can get out of here. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't really work that way. And Fitch is also the first one at the end, like you said, Rob, where he's kind of like, so what are we going to do with her? I guess we got to kill her still. Like, he was very much ready and willing to do that.
I will say I got a sense of when I was watching, I was thinking Ghost Ship. I was thinking like
Interesting.
they made the comments around, well, she has a soul. And, it was almost like they were like tied to the house and tied to the curse and, trying to find a replacement because he was supposed to take the lead of the family. And so I got a little bit of that vibe. So at the end, I wasn't sure how it was going to end, but I was convinced that they were all going to die because the house was on fire. The house was on fire, and then there's the fire, and they talked a little bit about that throughout the movie. But then when the way they died was fantastic. I thought that was perfect for the type of movie it was. I think they really nailed that ending. So
And that was not a very quick moving fire either. I mean,
No.
it took a long time for it to get what it did. Like when the one guy, when she hits the one guy and he's on the floor, the dad or whatever, or whoever he is, and that's when the fire starts. I'm thinking, well, he's done. And then next thing you know, there he is. He comes in the room and there's everybody again. And I'm thinking, I thought that room was on fire, you know? And then they pan back to it and it's just on the curtains now. And I'm like, man, that with all the old stuff in that house and all that wood furniture, that thing would have went up like a Roman candle. But
Well, the butler guy, he was like a Terminator too. Like that guy
Yeah.
just kept on going.
yeah, he liked
Nothing
his
would
music.
stop him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he liked his music though.
I kind of like that guy.
Yeah,
I
That was
thought
one of the best
it's funny when
parts.
he was in the car and he had
Yeah,
the
that was a good part.
blasting, and they're all telling him turn around.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she kicks him and they're like, oh, everybody's like, oh. It's like, I mean, it had some comedy in there, I mean, there was some stuff in there that made it funny. So I mean, it was good.
It was also a decent use of the cell phone. A lot of times when we get into these newer horror movies and slasher movies and stuff, you run into problems where you have to find ways to eliminate a cell phone. Otherwise, it solves a lot of problems. Here, they take her cell phone way early in the game, and then later when we see them using cell phones, the family, they're using it in a logical way. They have FaceTime on with the butler guy talking to him, but yeah, he's got his music up too loud. That was his one Achilles heel is classical music. He couldn't resist. I kind of like that. It's like when the tornado siren is going off, and it's like the dogs can only resist it for so long before they have to start howling. And that's kind of how that guy is. Like if you play classical music, that's the only kryptonite it is to stop that man. And I love that we get a great death scene for him. The car flipping over, that was great. The reaction by everybody was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to some other takes on this movie, and one place mentioned, and maybe you guys noticed it, I can't remember it in the movie, but was there any dialogue about other people who live where they do are also people who are super wealthy and have made the deal with the devil?
I don't remember that.
I think the whole deal of the devil was based around that box.
Right, that's what I thought too. I just wanted to make sure because I thought maybe I missed that because I would go, well, that would make it even crazier or another layer if it's like a bunch of people have all made the deal with the devil but okay, good. I'm glad that wasn't missed because that would change a little bit of the story. I like it better if it's just this one family.
There was a couple spots in the movie where they zeroed in on certain things, and I thought it was going to come back to mean something in the movie, but I don't know that it did. Like that cigarette case that she had. She set it down. They made a purpose of pointing that out, And at one point when the game started, there was that picture on the wall, and they zeroed in. There was like a key, or there was something else in the frame, and they made point of showing you that. But I don't remember any of that ever coming back to. Other than at the end, she takes that cigarette thing. It's laying on the floor. She takes it, but I thought, oh, maybe that's going to be part of the. There's going to be a plot twist somewhere with some of that stuff, but I never saw it happen. So
here's an interesting idea that I just thought of. So maybe this is just a crazy idea, or maybe it's interesting. So, like you said about the box, we have this whole thing where it's this little mystery box that the great grandfather met somebody on a train and made a deal with this guy. We find out he's the devil. He gives him this little mystery box, and you have to find out how to open it. That's the way that we start to choose the game. Grace has to hold this box. They put a blank card in it, and then, or I'll go back. The dad, who's the head of the family, he puts a blank card in the box, hands it to Grace, and then when she opens it, that card is going to say a game on it. One, I'd like to know what would happen if it said like aggravation or like Clue or something like that. So would they just get to play Clue and have fun?
I think
They
they did
made a
talk
point of
about
talking
that.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They mentioned that this was the only one that would turn out like that.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
The only one that it was like death, because they were saying how one guy says, I got Old Maid, and one guy says, I got this game. And none of them were prepared to go on a hunt. But that was the one card. Because I think the dad had told her husband, are you prepared to do what you have to do if she picks that card? So
Right.
it sounded like it was just the one card or the one game that might be death or ritual or whatever the case is.
All right, Jenny. So dig on this. There's a little Lost connection that just popped in my head with that box. So if hide and seek is the only game that would initiate the ritual that you have to have a sacrifice, that means that Satan is the one who's picking that card when they do that, right?
Yes.
So why does he pick hide and seek for some people but not for others? What if the people who pick hide and seek are people much like Jacob on Lost picks, like the candidates of people who may be worthy of surviving this game and getting all the riches with no strings attached? Because the family has the riches, but they have these strings attached. So maybe he's picking based off of the person that maybe they're going to be the ones to win this. And in this case, for Grace, she did. And that's why she sees him at the end. I kind of like that. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Were the makers of Lost involved in creating this one? Because I did see some similarities.
I don't think so. Let me see if
But I think you're right, because her background, she doesn't come across as the typical foo-foo blonde that's getting married. She's got some rough edges around her. She came from foster care. She has
right.
She has that feistiness in her, and certainly could see that when you look at the other people who drew Old Maid, and I don't remember what the names were. They certainly wouldn't have had a fighting chance in hell. But she obviously had something, stronger within her right from the beginning. And that very well could be, he's having fun. He wants to see the game.
Right.
He wants to watch the game pan out. He's not going to have, somebody that has no brains or guts or, gruff about him to try to like dodge death all night long. So I think that's a good point.
And the sooner somebody can survive that night, the sooner he gets to cash in on the investment he made a couple generations ago on the train. He sold the family souls, and he's still been waiting to collect on that. So if it's a world where he has this deal with this family and he's just waiting, and he's waiting so he can finally collect so he can go back out again, that's kind of interesting and kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see a connection with anybody from Lost, but hey, Lost is a very popular show.
Yeah, because I did feel some of that in this one. I felt like there was some Lost pieces in here. So
I guess I got one last bit before we go around and rank this thing or rate it. I think we've been doing out of 10, I think. Samara Weaving needs to get all of the credit for carrying this movie. If she wasn't as good as she is in this, I don't know if it would work as well as it does. She's fantastic in this. I don't know. I know you've seen her in The Babysitter and that stuff, Rich or Rob. Can't remember
Me
if
too.
both of you
That
did
was
or not.
me.
And she was good in that. But she is just terrific in this movie. She is able to do everything that she needs to do. You believe her as the confused person who's not sure. You believe that she was, somebody who came from nothing. Um, but also you could tell that she's a good person. She plays everything so well. She's a great screamer. Uh, when she's screaming or she's yelling or she's cursing and all of that, it all works so well. And when she goes and she grabs the bandolier and the double barrel shotgun, you kind of go, hell yeah. Like that's a badass moment that she is leveling up now and she's going to fight back. And throughout the whole thing, she never gives up. She's a really good final girl, and maybe one day if we ever do a tournament of final girls, I think Laurie Strode would have a fight on her hands with Grace. So if anybody doesn't have anything else, we'll go around the horn and give a rating. Rob, we'll start with you. Final thoughts and your rating.
So this is a movie that I've like skipped over. Reading the synopsis, it's not the kind of movie I would pick, like Knives Out. I've never seen that. I've never seen that either. It's To me, it's not even a horror movie until the last couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not even a horror movie. In No offense to anyone, but if somebody were to say, "Hey, Rob, can you recommend some Halloween movies?" I don't know if this is a Halloween movie,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of scare kind of movie for the holiday season. Overall, the script was really good. I didn't. You had brought up about the groom, like you said, we should have seen it coming. I didn't. I like to get immersed
Mm-hmm.
in a movie and
Yep.
get lost in a movie and not think about it. It's at that point where I start thinking about, well, if he said that and this happened and that, then I start not liking it. So I stayed engrossed in this whole movie and he was trying to help her. I really thought that somehow in the end, like, but of course he wasn't a really good fighter because he couldn't just rip the handcuffs off that bed.
Yes.
It should have been the easiest escape ever in a movie. Um, I didn't really see it coming. I really thought once nothing happened at the end, like, okay, that's it. Nothing's gonna happen until everybody started blowing up. Um, she punches a kid. There's several times that I
Yes.
thought that they should have escaped and she still gets caught and she somehow still gets away and she does get beat up. And I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was gonna like it.
Oh,
And
good.
I'll give it a 7.2 out of 10.
Okay. That's good. All right. Amy, what about you?
I give it a pretty solid 8. I really liked it. I don't know. I would probably watch it again if someone else was watching it. You know what I mean? It was good. I liked it. It was funny but not in that slapstick,
Mhm.
way.
Dark humor.
Yeah, it was great. And the
Mhm.
punching the kid, I mean, seriously. I hate to hype that up because I would never want anyone to do that for real, but he shot her in the hand.
Oh,
I
you
didn't
Right.
know,
expect that
Right.
either. I didn't expect it. I thought the kid was going to start screaming. She's in the barn or something, not
Right.
pull out
Yeah,
a gun and shoot her in the hand.
see, well,
Right. I
they
mean, yeah.
they they did that because later in the movie, when we talk about off screen, we know that the kids didn't make it. They have to have that in there to show us that don't go on thinking that they weren't innocent, non-little psychopaths. Because
right.
the wife even makes the comment at one point of, "Well, my children don't deserve this," and it's like, they're bloodthirsty little maniacs. Before the movie started, they're like singing about killing people. So they purposely do that with the kid. So we have no doubts they did not make it. They were not innocent in this. Rich, what do you think?
I'll give it an 8. I didn't know what I was going to be watching. Like I said, I didn't know what it was. For the longest time, I thought it was the Mark Ruffalo movie, Now You See Me thing, because it was
Yeah.
called Ready or Not. And then I kind of got
Dad's favorite movie.
confused.
Yeah.
Because I had to keep asking her, what movie am I watching? So I had to make sure I got the right movie. We did not watch it together. She watched it on her own. I watched it by myself. I thought it was good. Like I said, when it started, I got into it right away when the opening scene happens. I'm like, oh, this looks like it might be interesting because of just the scene work, with the old house and the kids
Mhm.
running around and the hide and seek thing. I'm like, okay, this might be okay. I thought the acting was good. I thought the script was good. It was easy to follow. It made sense what was going on. I think it's been done before in different types of movies, like Jenny said with Ghost Ship, and like you said with Law. I think you can grab parallels from other things. So although we didn't know what was really going to happen, I think we all knew what was going to happen as you're watching
Yeah.
it. You kind of grasp different things from what's going on. That, like you said, like that the guy LeBeau or LeBall, he's the devil, and they sold their souls and things like that. Without anybody actually coming out and saying it, you could piece it together. So I mean, it was good that way. The punching of the kid, obviously, that
Boy,
was. What I mean, here,
yeah, we all hate that little bastard.
how many
Good thing
movies
she
have you
punched
watched
him.
where a grown adult punched a kid in the face and
Not
knocked him out?
enough.
I can't remember.
Not
I can't
enough.
remember any.
So,
Because usually what happens is when that happens, the interaction is you little shit, whatever, and then that's it. Not God damn it, boom, punch. It's like holy shit. I was like,
and
that was
normally
good.
it would be like, oh my God, that's terrible. But like, it was the shock of it, of
Yeah,
him
but I
there, and
mean,
then the shock of her just letting him have it.
yeah, I mean,
So,
in reality, I mean, I could see it happening. I mean, I wouldn't punch a kid, especially not telling anybody out in public that I would do that. But if a kid shot me, it was trying to kill me. At some point,
Knock that little shit out.
you gotta go with it's either them or me. At some point, so I mean, regardless of who it is. But yeah, I thought it was good. I give it an 8. Well, I don't give it 10s anymore because last time I gave it 10, everybody made fun of me because I shouldn't never give it 10.
Well,
What
10's got
movie
to be
was it?
like
I don't remember.
perfect. Like it's got to be like perfect. Like
Oh, I
8.
know.
Well, like to me, like an 8 is really like
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
high.
love that movie to give it an 8, and
Yeah,
it only
yeah,
got 6.8
yeah.
out of
Yeah,
on IMDb. So we're all
yeah.
giving it a better ranking than what it could.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think what we do in the
Rich's
shadows, I shot out a 10 right away, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but I liked it.
I think it might have
My
been
personal feelings that I liked them. I liked the movie, so I mean, would I watch this one again? Sure, if it was on, I'd watch it again. I'm looking forward to the sequel. When the sequel comes out, we can do that one next year or something. Or we should go see it at the theater as a group.
oh,
Because
We
it's
haven't
gonna,
done that in a while.
yeah, we should do something like that because I mean, it'll be interesting how they spin since she's the only one alive. I'm curious how they're going to do it, or if they're going to feed off of like you said. Now she's the one.
Are you assuming there's a sequel, or have they talked about it?
It's done filming already.
Oh,
It's releasing.
is Samara in it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, hey now.
Let me see.
Well,
Ready or Not.
this is news
It
to
is
me.
Ready or Not. Ready or Not 2. Here I Come. It's scheduled to be released in April of 26. It finished filming in June of this year.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
and it's a star-studded cast.
Oh, it is. Wow. Catherine Newton, Sarah
Yep.
Michelle Gellar,
Yep.
Kevin Durant. Oh my God. There's another Lost reference.
Skip down to the last name.
Martin Keamy.
What's the
Elijah
last name?
Wood,
Elijah Wood. Or
David
Eli Wood, as
Cronenberg.
Boot would call him. Oh my God, and Nestor Carbonell. Okay,
Yeah.
now there has to be David Cronenberg. Holy shit, boy! There's a couple of lost people on there, Jenny. So that
All right, I wasn't that far
fire.
up, and I did not know that. I heard that they were making another movie, but I did not know that there were lost characters in the next one. So
It'll be
I
interesting to see how they twist it and where they go with it to see it if it does justice to this one. We've seen it before. How many times a sequel just totally bombs, and then you're like, man, they just should have left it alone. So we'll see what happens. But I give it an 8. It was a good movie. I'd watch it again. I have no reservations to say, man, I just wasted an hour and a half or whatever. It was good. So
Agreed.
Tim, I'm pretty sure you gave a 10 to Friday 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. All right, Jenny, what do you think about this movie? What are your final thoughts and grade?
I actually said an 8 before everybody else was grading. So if I had gone first, it still would have been an 8. I just want to call that out.
Yeah.
We all need to write them down first, and then at the end we hold them up.
Yeah, no, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I like that.
But I also was one that gave What We Do in the Shadows a 10. I don't regret it, not even a little bit. I don't regret that at all.
You copied me.
Because I feel like they nailed 100% what they set out to do, and I loved it. I loved it better the second time I watched it. I could watch it again, probably like it even better the third time. But with this one, I absolutely loved Grace's character. I think her performance was just stellar throughout this whole movie, and it just got more and more just raw and dark, and I loved that. I absolutely loved that about her character. She was not prim and proper to begin with, but she just really went for it, and I found so much humor in it. I felt like they had super strong actors and actresses. I felt like their interactions probably could have been built up a little bit more. You see a little bit of squabble here and there, or a little bit of interacting to kind of figure out their personalities. I feel like
I don't think they liked each other. I think they actually hated each other.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like there could have been some more storyline there, but I really, really thought it was good. I would probably watch it again. Looking forward to 2026. I give it an 8.
Ooh, I am going to agree with pretty much everybody. I'm giving it an 8, which is a very high mark. It's not as high as I gave Scream, but
What did you
that's
give
last
it?
week's news.
What'd you
I'm
give
giving it an 8.
I'm the outcast here.
Well, what was your 7.5?
7.2,
That's still
7.5.
very good.
That's good.
It's still very
It
high.
wasn't
Good.
We're all in the same
I'd
ballpark.
watch it again.
Sure. You know, I think if it's lower than a 7, if that's what IMDb was giving, Rob, is that what you said?
6.8.
I see 6.8 is low
It's
for this
better than
movie.
that.
Yeah, the movie is more than competently made. It has really good performances in it. It has a really interesting look and feel to it. If you're a fan of Cabin in the Woods, if you're a fan of, like, I'll even go back to maybe some of the Evil Dead sequels. If you like that type of Rob rolling his eyes, come on, Army of Darkness, let me guess, you don't like that one.
I named my kid Ash. My
Yeah,
son's
but what
name
about
is Ash.
Well, then why
Evil
with
Dead.
then why with the eye roll to the Evil Dead sequels?
It was actually because I sent Amy a picture.
Oh, okay.
But
you missed it last week. Me and Rob had to go over a couple of movies to get back on track so we can get back into a symbiotic relationship. And it all checked out.
I hope this is better too. I hope this week has solidified that a little bit.
Oh, I'm so happy that you and Amy liked it, because in my head, I thought it was going to be driving you crazy. And then at the end, you'd be like, oh, okay, great. It was a real curse.
No,
so it's
it was entertaining.
Okay, so it's even better that you guys were enjoying it up until that point. Which, again, I think that's why if it's a rating lower than a 7, that's really low for this movie. This is a really good movie. If you guys haven't watched it, go back and watch it, and then come listen to us again and see if we were right with all the stuff that we were saying. Even though I agree with me.
What does it say about us as a group that no matter what we watch, we're all on the same page usually? I don't think we've ever done this in all the seasons we've done the Scaretober and the movie reviews, where 5 people said it's great and one person went, this fucking movie sucked and I hated it. And I don't think anybody ever said that.
I think we do that a couple times.
Yeah. We just did it last week.
I was going to say, I thought that's
I did not like Scream.
Well, I wasn't there, so I missed it. I'm sorry.
I did not like Scream.
It went that bad, huh? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And when we did that,
I didn't like it the first time. I was mad. I had to sit through it again.
Yeah.
I told Brian he owes me $4.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't even steal it off cable. I mean, not that I would ever do that illegally, but I had to pay for it off Prime.
Along with your shark fin. Don't have that in shark fin and whatever else is illegal.
Shark fins, treats.
Rob, I just told Danny that. I go, yeah, Rob said that I owe him $4 because of Scream. And she goes, why? Did you guys gamble on it or something? I said, no. He said I owe him $4 because him and Amy had to sit through that movie because she thought there was no way that you guys couldn't like it. Yeah. Everybody, go back and listen to last week's about Scream 96. I
Well,
know
I'm
we
looking
got some
forward to
Scream
it.
fans.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
You
got to
know?
be a lot.
Are the
I'm the
Sharknado
oddball, I know
movies?
that.
Are those
Oh, a new
scary
one's coming
movies?
out.
Another Sharknado?
Oh, Sharknado? I thought you
Yeah.
said Scream. Sharknado? I don't
Are those
know.
movies like what would those be considered? Would they be in the genre of a thriller, or is that just
No.
a stupid movie?
That would be in the genre of like,
Whether they could be with Twister and Sharknado. I don't know. I've never seen a Sharknado movie.
You're not missing it. You're not missing anything.
play the slot machine, but
That
the
sucks as
movie
well.
not so
They
much.
made a
Yeah, it does
Sharknado
suck.
slot machine.
Yeah, they should.
Oh, yeah.
What they should have done is made it, then taken it to the ocean and dropped it in
Yeah, it sucks.
instead of having anybody ever play it, because that slot machine sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of that, Rich, how was your trip to Vegas?
Vegas was nice. The conference was nice. I'm in no hurry to ever go back to Vegas anytime soon. 8 days in Las Vegas is enough for anyone, at least for me, especially when you're by yourself. I came home and I missed every single person that I see on a daily basis. It was by the time I was ready to come home, I came home early. Was able to jump an early flight in the baggage compartment, and you know, I got home early because I couldn't see staying there a whole nother day waiting to come home. Gambling wise, I spent what I wanted to spend when I went. I did some winning here and there, but it was more of donations.
Mhm.
Did a lot of walking, did a lot of sightseeing, seen a lot of shows.
Saw our guy Carrot Top.
Yeah, I did Carrot Top on Tuesday at your request to go say hi to him.
Yep.
I said this is how the conversation went. I said, hey, my brother says to say, hey, say hi to you. Who's your brother? I said, well, this is a funny story. So he goes, it is.
Funny
I said,
story.
yeah. I said, my brother says to me, he says, hey, you got to go to Carrot Top and tell him I said hi. I said, so he knows you as Brian and Danielle? No, I don't think so. So how the fuck is he going to know who you are then? If I say, my brother said hi, he's going to go, oh, okay, who's your brother? I'm going to go, I don't know how to explain that to you.
That's
Sorry.
funny.
So I had to explain it to him. I said,
God.
him and his wife sit in the front row all the time, and he has all the Vegas Golden Knights stuff on. You guys talking? Oh yeah, I know him. I said, okay. I said,
God.
he says to say hello.
Oh God, that's funny.
Because he said the same thing I did. I said, he said, what's his name? And I said, that's a funny story. I said, you don't know his name. He said, well, how the fuck do I know who he is? I said, that's what I said.
Oh God,
we figured it out together. We had a good laugh, and then throughout the show, he came out, shook my hand, and we had another good laugh.
Hey, he upgraded your seat.
Somebody upgraded my seat. That's another story. I bought, I was by myself, so I bought tickets to the shows I did, way in the back, by myself. That way I don't have to, I'm sitting by myself, whatever. I was in the very last row, very corner seat. When I got up to go in, the guy goes, oh, wait a minute, hold on a minute. We got a different seat for you. Okay, cool. He said, we're going to put you right there, the second row right on the end. Shit. Giddy up. So that was great. Wednesday night, we went to the Sphere. Anybody that ever goes to Las Vegas, go to the Sphere. It was it was phenomenal. They were showing The Wizard of Oz. It was a AI remastered, with the orchestra redoing all. It was great. When the movie starts in black and white, you kind of can tell it's AI on some of the parts. Once it switches to color, it's a little harder to tell, but there are parts in there that you can tell, But I mean, from a movie from the 1930s, for them to be able to remaster it in AI, I think as a civilization, we're in big trouble. If they can do that with that movie, next week there's going to be a new Elvis album out with Elvis singing all brand new songs, and you're not going to be able to tell the difference. There's going to be a movie out with Marilyn Monroe starring. I mean, if they can do that stuff, we're in trouble, because you're not going to know what's real and what's not real. We're heading down a path. I'm here to tell you, because that movie was phenomenal with what they did with it. If you wouldn't have told me it was AI, I would have just thought it was because of how it was redigitalized or mastered. I would have never thought it was all AI generated. So that was interesting. Thursday night, I went to the hockey game. Golden Knights pulled it off in overtime. And then Friday, I went to Zombie Burlesque.
Oh, you went to that. How was it?
Because every time we go, I say, hey, let's go to that. We ain't going to that. We don't want to see that. So I get turned down every time. So what do you do when you go to Vegas by yourself? You go do something that nobody else wants to do. So I went to Zombie Burlesque, which was right there at the Planet Hollywood. It was good. It was kind of like a comedy review type thing. And they had a lot of audience participation. It was good. Downfall was I was by myself. Everybody in the place had somebody with them. I was by myself, so that kind of sucked. But once again, I got upgraded to row 4 from the back, so it was fun, And then Saturday, I had a free day because the conference ended on Friday, so I went downtown, stayed downtown on Fremont Street. I went down to Container Park, walked through there. I did I feel like I did enough that, like I said, I'm in no hurry to go back. But if someone said, "Hey, we're going for a weekend, let's go," I'd go. But I'm not planning on going back anytime soon. There's nothing I need to do, and just donating money. I got better things I can do than do that right now. So,
did you find the machine that has the steering wheel where you get to race?
Yes, I did not play it because I was like, somehow I'm not gonna be able to figure out what to do, and I'm just gonna waste money.
Where did you see it at Paris or downtown?
New York.
Oh, at New York. Oh, okay. All right.
So,
interesting. Okay.
But so everybody that is still with us, that was my little soiree last week. So when you saw me, if you watched the YouTube video, you'll notice I was not around, but I was around, but I wasn't around. So I did it live recording from my hotel room because I didn't want to miss it. But then the Scream episode, like we were just talking about, I was on my way home, so I had to miss that one, which I regret. I'm sorry because it sounds like you guys had a pretty good banter back and forth of what to like and what not to like about it. So,
yeah.
Was
Rob and Amy hate me.
Was there any discussion of the reboot being better or worse, or that didn't even come up?
No, that didn't come up, but maybe it'll be interesting to see when this new Scream movie comes out with all of the changes that were done in production. Kevin Williamson is back. Jenna Ortega is gone. Thank goodness. Good. We lost Jenna Ortega as a watcher of our podcast. Too bad. She's overexposed already. We don't need her in another Scream movie.
We love Wednesday at our house.
I
love Wednesday. I like
Wednesday at our house.
Yeah.
I think the
couldn't get through the first season. A lot of range for that little actress. She's just a little spitfire full of all kinds of acting range and ability. Yeah, that was sarcasm, everybody. I think she's terrible.
Yeah.
That the movie, that the new Scream, she's not in it. Kevin Williamson is back. Nev Campbell is back. I think they just said that Matthew Lillard is back. And I'm curious if they're going to pull a Halloween 2019 and pretend that the Jenna Ortega movies didn't happen. And we're just going to go from part 4 to this one. It'll be interesting. I'm curious what they're going to do. Because we can talk about those reboots at some point, but maybe me and Rob could have more fun ripping on those together.
Oh God, yes.
Or Twilight.
Well, Gina's not here to defend herself.
That's half the fun.
Yeah.
Picking on her.
Yeah. We can all agree. Those are terrible, right?
Yes.
I didn't even see them all. I watched the first one.
That was it. That was enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the gist of it after the first one. So.
Okay. She's gonna love when she listens back to this because she's gonna know what I'm doing. Hey, Gina.
It's all good. It's all good. We're one big happy family here. That's what they tell you, right?
That's what they say.
Big happy family, so we all get along.
All right.
Well, without any further ado, thank you everyone for sticking with us. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's episode. We will be back next week with some more weird weekly news and another movie review.
Ooh.
So make sure you tune in and find out if everybody gives it an 8, if we like it, if we hate it, or which direction we go. Because Gina should be back with us, so maybe Kez as well. So we should have a full cast.
Maybe. I don't know. Me and Jenny won't be there.
Oh, that's right.
Me and Jenny are going to be at Epic Universe on
You're gonna
Sunday.
are you gonna
Universal
do a
Sunday.
man on the street?
Sure,
thing
we'll do
for
some
us?
man on the street. I'll bring the microphone with when we're at
Horror.
Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights, yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome. Yeah, get your take on scary movies and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm hoping maybe some of the wrestlers are there, man. They're there every other time during the week. They're just in and out of Universal and Horror Nights. I'm like, would it kill them? Would it kill Liv Morgan to come visit Universal Studios?
no, she should.
I
All
thought
right.
so.
All right.
Peace out, everyone. Thanks
Okay.
for joining us.
Deuces.
See you, everybody.
Bye.
Big balls.
Big balls. Yay.